In England they get it. No. Right, come and have a seat. Right then. Right then. It's great, isn't it? It is great. Right then. Cool. All right. Now, what's your first name?
Nicole.
Nicole. Right, so you've got a problem with your feet, but also with the knee. So tell us about...
I had a horse riding accident in 85.
Right.
And so I had the lateral ligament repaired.
Right.
But now I have osteoarthritis in my knee.
Right.
So I don't walk properly on it.
Right.
And of course, I sort of tend to weight bear more on my left. My right hip is getting a bit sore because of it.
Yeah.
And I also have very flat feet, which doesn't help.
Right.
And I've had plantar fasciitis on my feet.
Right.
As well. So yeah. So a few things going on.
So he can completely fix the knee, isn't that? He's like, I love it when he says this.
That'd be really
It's like,
good.
yay, that's cool. That's confidence for you, isn't it? He can completely fix the knee. Now, we're going to work on your feet, but he's asking if you can take your shoes off for that, because you need, very
Bare
often, socks is fine, or if you prefer bare feet would actually be better. Very often the soles of our shoes are rubber.
Yes.
They used to be leather. Leather's man-made and grounds us. Yeah, whereas these, they insulate us from the earth. They stop us grounding energy. You're best in bare feet. You're best in bare feet.
I've been told not to wear bare feet because I've got flat feet.
What do they know? No, what do they know? Yeah. Right, so we're going to do the knee first. Okay. Now, I notice you've got a scar there. Now, the very
Correct.
best thing for scar tissue that I'm aware of is lavender oil, neat lavender oil. It's one of the essential oils you can use neat. Now, that lady said, yes, yes, I know that. Are you involved with any oil selling companies or anything like that?
Not personally, but I do use them.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a good brand called doTERRA. Anybody involved with doTERRA? No? Yeah, they're excellent. They're excellent quality. So if you've got any scar tissue, the best thing for that is lavender oil, all right? And if you need some, see me later.
I was told vitamin E.
It'll work, but not as good as lavender oil.
Okay.
Not as good as lavender oil. And if you really want to get results, I'd put a little bit of that purple powder in with it as well. Yeah?
And rub it
that,
in.
rub it in, rub it in, rub it in together. Yeah. The reason I know this, my sister had a thyroid op, and she's got a scar across here that used to really itch her and irritate her, and she's used that to just, it's hardly even visible now. All right, here we go. I know sometimes I look stupid, but it helps with the ego. If I do something that looks daft, I've been on an interesting journey because I know it looks bloody daft. Why can't I just lay on hands? But it's helped me diminish the ego, not you know, getting over that fear of looking foolish, if you like. It helps diminish the ego. Now just give that a go. See how that's feeling.
It's not crunching.
It's not crunching. Try walking on it.
Running. That would be the test.
Well, walk first. Walk before you run.
Certainly feels better.
Yeah, come and have a seat again. I've just got to, as you move around, I don't do any manipulation because I'm not trained in that. I've got to really respect the laws in a country, and I'm not trained in any kind of remedial massage, so I can't manipulate. But I can fix, which is more than the doctors can do.
Without drugs.
Without drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs always have side effects. Why do they always have side effects? They try and mimic something that happens in your body naturally, and it never is exactly a mimic, and so you end up with side effects that require more drugs. That have more side effects that require more drugs. Now, if your motivation is making money, pharmaceutical drugs is a good way to go.
Yeah, the doctor said I could have lots of pain relief.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it.
So the pharmaceutical drug companies of the world actually do not want you to get well, because if you got well, what's going to happen to their share price? They're going to go out of business, aren't they? So the pharmaceutical drug companies, we know this for sure, they don't want you to get well because they're going to lose their business. I don't know what it's like here in New Zealand, but I do know over in the UK, when my little girl was born, so my little girl's 20 now, this is 20 years ago, the only way that the GP could get a bonus was to get 100% vaccine uptake. That's weird, isn't it? Yeah. So I had a doctor get really cross with me because my first child, Sarah, was born prematurely, 3 pounds, 11.5 ounces. And they wanted to give her 6 shots of vaccines. And I said, can you give her smaller doses? They said, no, we want to give her 6 full doses, 6 different vaccines all in one hit. And I've just come out of intensive care. I'm not doing that to my baby. And the doctor got so cross with me, so cross. And she stormed away. She'd visited me in my home, which is unusual, solely to get my child vaccinated. So I started looking into vaccines. Neither of my children have any vaccines. I am not anti-vax. I'm pro-good science, and vaccines are not good science. Look at the science, the history. I won't get into that on this particular session. Right, can you go like that with your legs? They want you to go like that. See how that feels? It feels pretty good, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, right, go walk, take them for a test drive. How's that feeling?
It's like I'm walking more normally than what I was.
Yeah. Do you want to try a little jog just round the back? We won't put the camera on you. She's off.
Not as good, but it's certainly better than what I was because I was doing
Oh, yeah, yeah.
literally.
Cool. Now, as you did that, any pain in that knee?
No.
No, excellent. That's good, eh?
Yeah.
Right. Now, your feet look white, don't they? They do look at this. Look at the difference. So that's because doctors have said, or somebody has said, don't you, my microphone's just stuck to the seat. If I get it in the right place, it might be an enjoyable night. I'm so naughty, aren't I? Right. That's probably because you've not been going barefoot anywhere. All right. Now, this part of the foot, what do we call it? Soul. It's where your soul, your spiritual soul, connects with the earth. It's where the soul connects with Mother Earth. Yeah? So going barefoot, it's like you're feeling Mother Earth through your feet. Yeah? And so we all need to ground ourselves. Have you heard people talk about the need to ground? And what this means is, like in here tonight, that's actually quite a nice quality carpet. I reckon that's quite a bit wool and a little bit of other stuff. But if you're in somewhere where it's a nylon carpet and you build up static and then you get a shock off people, yeah? Or you're in clothes and you take it off and it all sparks, yeah? That's static electricity and it builds up within our bodies unless we ground. And some people, particularly older people with restless leg syndrome, you know, they can't sleep at night and their legs are jerking, and a couple of things cause that. One is they haven't grounded. They need to walk barefoot on the grass before going to bed. Yeah? The other one is any kind of diet drinks. All right? There's a company in America that was called Monsanto, now it's called Bayer. They've changed their name. But back in the, probably the 1980s, might be 1990s, there was a big court case between the Multiple Sclerosis Society Association of America and Monsanto. And what was happening is Monsanto was producing this product called Nutrilase, NutraSweet. It's a sugar replacement. So you find it in any of your diet drinks, Diet Coke, Diet Sprite, they all have this stuff in. Now on our labels it says contains a source of phenylalanine. I mean, what does that mean? In America they carry the same health warning as something that causes cancer like tobacco. But here in New Zealand it says contains a source of phenylalanine. Like that's going to mean anything to a kid or even a grown-up. What that stuff does, and we know this because we've got a family member or a friend of a family member that was severely affected, is that stuff if it, say, I'm very careful, I won't use a particular brand name because there's a particular brand name in the world that's got more money than I'll ever have, and it's them. And in their diet version of their drink, they have this ingredient. And what happened is during the Gulf War was a lot of soldiers got sick. It was called the Gulf War syndrome, and they got, you know, the not use of the legs properly and not able to grip their fingers and headaches and all kinds of symptoms. And they realized, they thought at first that the troops had been poisoned, you know, there'd been a nerve gas sent over. No, it turned out it was the warm diet soda that in the heat of the sun had fermented into wood alcohol and had damaged the nervous systems. Yeah? And so when I get somebody with, what do they call it? You know, like itchy legs or irritable legs, first thing I check, any diet drinks, even diet chewing gum. I'm making your legs go just talking about it, eh? Yeah. And, or it can be a lack of grounding. I wear one of these to help me stay grounded. I'll show you what these do a little bit later on. Now, look at the colour of her feet. Have you seen they're not as white now? Can you see we've got blood flow? That's good, isn't it? Because they were white.
Yeah,
They were white. Right, now just notice this time your feet. So as you walk, just notice how your feet are feeling.
The heels aren't that sore.
Yeah, heels
They're
are
quite
not as sore as they
sore.
normally are. Okay, any other part of the foot that's still painful?
No, they're tingling though.
They're tingling, that's lovely. We're cooking with gas now. All right, so we're going to let you return to the audience. We'll check in with you a little bit later on to just check that there's no pain in there. Give her a round of applause.